Hi, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to compile the final source code, and let's just walk through the final source code also. So here I've organized the VNX folder into compiled and the uncompiled version of the final project where we've implemented all the functions. So let's just open up the terminal. So here let's navigate to the VNX uncompiled version of the final source code. Let's navigate through it. Yeah, I've navigated through it, and now let's compile the final source code using the make function. Sorry, I have to change I have to go into VNX. Yeah, now the entire compilation process is done. It's just going through. This is the final source code. Yeah, so compilation process is done. Now let's just invoke VNX. I'll just run it. So once let's just go to the compiled part. So here many other folders have been added, as you can see. Those are the intermediate compilation folders that are required to invoke VNX. So let's invoke VNX by calling the function /VNX-n. Let's press enter. Okay, as we see here, the entire VNX is invoked and the bootloader function is booted up, and the entire booting process is done without any errors. And then the kernel halts cleanly, and then after the entire booting up process and the init function and the kernel level threads being created, we move on to the next level and we come to this section. So since our project is basically just based on only processes and threads which are mainly dealt with in the kernel level, the booting up process and everything, the QEMU emulates all the booting up kernel code and the process and threads part of the kernel code, and just moves on to the next level without halting just over there, like how we've seen in the raw version of it, where the next screen is not shown, and only it halts at the bootloader process, and then this thing is stopped. Now here we can see that the kthread create and the bootstrap function, everything is a success over here. Unlike the previous video, in the previous raw version where the bootloader is not yet implemented, and that is what is outputted in the terminal. So these are the bootstrap function, which is also a success, and all of them are implemented. Here the test create is a success. There are no more errors in the final source code, and the kernel also halts cleanly over here. So after this, this halts over here because it's a successful halt, and after this we have to implement many other functions which is not a part of our project. Some other functionalities like the virtual memory, the file system, etc., many other kernel functions. So here we can see that the kernel goes to the sleeping mode, which is a successful halt, we can say, unlike the abrupt halt.